What's up, guys? Match Gamer here, bringing you another Dragon Ball news type video. This particular video is going to be covering the Dragon Ball Room. For those of you that don't know what it is, the Dragon Ball Room was revealed a while back. I was familiar with it, and the whole idea is the room is a specially dedicated room that Shueisha set aside for people to get together and discuss exclusively Dragon Ball stuff within the company. Whether it be the anime, new side manga such as the Yamcha manga, video games such as Xenoverse, Fusions, etc., and so on. Essentially, this is a place for everybody that's involved with Dragon Ball to get together and butt heads and talk. Get everybody a little bit more cohesive and working together and not so much separated either by companies or whatever. It's also a place where everybody can get in touch with Toriyama and ask his opinion on things. Toriyama doesn't really do too much anymore with the series, other than, of course, writing the basic outline for an arc as a whole, and then gives it to both Toei and Toyotaro, and then let them do their thing and fill in blanks and such. But ultimately, Toriyama still is involved, but not as much as he used to be back when he was writing the original manga. That said, ultimately the story is his, but anyways, enough about that. Yeah, the Dragon Ball Room is special because it's the first and only room set aside ever by Shueisha for, well, any anime or manga, period. Not even One Piece has this special privilege, and One Piece is one of the biggest anime and manga in Japan right now. So they must hold a lot of stock in this series and have a lot of respect for it, as they should, because a lot of your big name anime, Naruto, One Piece, etc., their authors look up to Toriyama and look up to and read his work and go, this stuff is good, this inspired me to write my series. So you could say, to some degree, even if only a small amount, if it wasn't for Toriyama's Dragon Ball, you might not have a One Piece, you might not have a Naruto, you might not have a Bleach, or any other series you can think of that you personally like to watch and or read. But I digress on that particular bit. So, this is coming from Kanzenshuu.com. I highly recommend you come here and check out the website. It's full of all sorts of interesting bits of information. I can't even get into all of what they have here because there's just so much. If you want to read a quote from Toriyama, they probably got it. And if they don't got it, it probably means it doesn't exist. Or he never said it. I don't know. But anyways, this is being published by VegettoEX, one of the many gentlemen that work here on Kanzenshuu.com. I also recommend you check out a video he was recently in. He did like a Did You Know gaming video for Dragon Ball Z games and such. Go check it out on YouTube. It's actually pretty good. But anyways, so let's get into the story here. This is translated by VegettoEX, I'm assuming. Some of this is him talking, and then the rest is direct quotations from the original source. So, Yahoo Japan discusses Dragon Ball Room initiative with Section Chief Ayako Ioku, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. An article posted on Yahoo Japan earlier this week takes a closer look at the new Dragon Ball Room initiative and interdepartmental, if I'm pronouncing that word correctly, because I've never seen that word before, collaboration to support and expand upon the Dragon Ball franchise. In particular, Section Chief Ayako Ioku, if I'm pronouncing his name again correctly, discusses the natural inception of the team as well as the challenges they face when marketing to multiple generations of fans in various countries. At a new publication planning press conference held at Shueisha in October 2016, one section had everyone involved talking, even without a new publication being announced. Its name is the Dragon Ball Room, Shueisha's first ever section devoted exclusively to a single franchise. It is supposed to take this globally popular major property and expand it even further, but in concrete terms, what exactly does this section do? Or what will it do? And how exactly did it come to be? We asked the section chief, Ayako Ioku. According to materials distribution at the planning conference, the Dragon Ball Room is a section for handling all meditation between the author, Toriyama, and foreign or domestic licenses, and helping with editorial supervision and contracts relating to filming and or commercialization of Dragon Ball, in other words, by Akira Toriyama. According to Yahoo, it's hard to define the exact timeline of when this section was created, but they were long-running discussions at Shueisha over how to manage a point of contact for outside companies when it came to Dragon Ball, which has finished its serialization. I have a hard time saying that word for some reason. As a result, they decided to establish a new section for contacting Toriyama Sensei and other things to keep the franchise going indefinitely. Right there, that particular word scares me, indefinitely. The reason it scares me is because, forgive me for the opinion I'm about to give. This is strictly my opinion. So, you know what they say about opinions. Everybody has one and they all stink, okay? So, this is strictly my opinion, but this word right here, indefinitely. Franchise going indefinitely. I fear that they may try to keep Dragon Ball going even after Toriyama passes away. I'm a firm believer that when Toriyama passes, they should stop producing manga that is a quote-unquote continuation to the original anime or manga. I'm okay with like spin-off stuff that's not necessarily connected to the original source, like the Yamcha manga, the Xenoverse manga, or the Heroes manga. Those are fine by me. I'm okay with them producing new video games, of course, t-shirts, toys, etc. I understand as a business you want to keep this stuff going, but I fear whenever Toriyama does inevitably go, I think his series should go with him, because I think, or rather feel, that these guys don't really necessarily care as much for Dragon Ball as Toriyama did. They didn't work on it like he did for years and years and years. It's his art, his baby, if you will. They didn't create it. I understand that they have a lot of money to lose if they screw up, but that's the thing. They're a company. If something fails, they can inevitably just cut it off and be like, okay, it didn't work out, and focus on something that will make money, like One Piece, okay? Because it seems One Piece is always going to make money for whatever reason. Anyways, I fear this. It's been a thought in the back of my mind. Again, this is just my opinion. So, don't sit there and get all offended at my opinion, because it's not like it's fact. Sure, I'm sure there are some people within a company that are fans like y'all or myself that are watching this, just watching this video right now and reading this along with me. By the way, I will link this down below. I am sure that there are fans that work within Shueisha, that work within Jump, that work within Toei of Toriyama and his works. But just because you're a fan doesn't mean you necessarily know what's best for the series. I'm not claiming I know what's best for the series. For all I know, maybe it'd be a good thing to keep it going indefinitely. Maybe. I don't know. But just because you're a fan doesn't necessarily mean you know what's right or what's best. And I would hate to be in a position, if I was a fan that worked within any of the companies that have any control over the Dragon Ball franchise, and ultimately something I said or suggested as a fan and someone that really loved the series got taken and put into practice and place and started trying to make the series go with it, and ultimately just killed the series, I would feel terrible for that. And ultimately, this is just strictly my opinion. Again, whenever Toriyama does inevitably pass, and I hope it doesn't happen anytime soon, but when it does, I feel the series should just, be put the rest with him. That is my opinion, and we'll leave it at that now. So, getting back on topic. So, where was I? Oh, yes. That raises a question. The TV anime Dragon Ball Super, currently airing Sunday mornings, is a new series based on Akira Toriyama's original draft, and is supposed to be running in V-Jump with artwork by Toyotaro. The Yoku's answer: me and everyone else in charge of Dragon Ball Super are on the V-Jump editorial department and also work at the Dragon Ball Room unpacking that. The Dragon Ball Room is part of the rights department and was originally conceived as an integration of the V-Jump editorial department and the rights department. Both were doing the same job, so they decided to do it together. Ioku says that one of the Dragon Ball room's major roles as commercialization inspection, it seems they coordinate with Toei Animation, who make the TV anime, and handle editorial supervision, official paperwork, as well as merchandise development. We decided the content of games like the arcade game Super Dragon Ball Heroes or the game series Dragon Ball Xenoverse. By taking part in that merchandise development, we try and make the franchise into an even bigger hit. The 3DS game Dragon Ball Fusions, aimed at young audiences, features fusions of popular characters not seen in the original story. The members of the Dragon Ball Room thought that this would be something children would enjoy. In addition to domestic merchandise development, another major job for this section is expanding overseas. It seems the basis for what makes a character popular are slightly different overseas than in Japan. Overseas, strength determines popularity, he says. One particularly large difference between Japan and overseas is the incredible popularity of the movie original character Broly, who appeared as an enemy in 3 films, one of which featured a clone of him. He's got bulging muscles and gives Goku a tough fight, so the Super Saiyan version of Broly is popular. In 2016 marks Dragon Ball's 30th anniversary since its debut in Weekly Shonen Jump in 1986. With the passage of 30 years, Ioku says that among fans there's a generational shift. Parents are from the generation that experienced the series in real time, and I guess you could say they support their children when they get into Dragon Ball. I think it's precisely because we've reached that timeline that the series is so popular right now. At the same time, Line Stamp is getting the real-time generation buzzing with content like the ideal boss Frieza or Yamcha goes a little too far. Recently, they've become able to consciously make things that have a different style to them, which is another accomplishment of the Dragon Ball Room. Rather than simply making merchandise, we're at the point where we can plan things out and go create them together. The birth of the Dragon Ball Room is sure to stimulate the Dragon Ball property to evolve even further in 2017. So there you have it. That is pretty much the overall goal, the purpose of the Dragon Ball Room. And boy, what I wouldn't give to be in that room, be a fly on the wall and just listen. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to give any input. I would simply just love to be in there, in a little chair in a corner somewhere, and listen to whatever they have to say. Whether Toriyama's in the room or not, whether he just happens to be over the phone sending emails, which I don't think Toriyama knows how to. Yeah, he doesn't know how to use a computer because he openly admitted to that. But whether he's over the phone sending physical mail for them to read, whatever, I don't know. But I would love to just be in there sitting and listening to them plan out what they want to ultimately do with the series. But what do you guys think of the Dragon Ball Room? Do you look forward to the fact that they're going to do what they think is best to keep the series going? Do you fear, like I do, the potential possibility of them continuing the franchise and ultimately possibly killing it from trying to keep it going and milking it, as I guess you could put it? Comment down below, let me know. So, I guess that covers everything I got to say here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Check out my official Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch pages, all linked down below per usual. So yeah, peace guys. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z/Kai, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super are all owned by Fuji TV, Toei Animation, Funimation, and Akira Toriyama. I do not claim to own any of these. The video and any images that appear were used under fair use.